Hey traders, checking in on the stock market today. FOMC reaction has settled in, back to business as usual as far as tech and growth up, financial sector down. The metals had a big dump out there, and we will check in on a couple other fantastic things. So checking back in on the S&P 500 futures chart, we've got a bounce underway. I am just looking for a lower high compared to the all-time high to be the result of this bounce. But if we look at SPY on the daily time frame, we can see the bears had no follow through. So we've got rotation going back on again with the financial sector dumping in a big way today. And growth had a big green day today. And we'll look at all those in just a second. So SPY daily uptrend still intact as far as I'm concerned. All-time high is resistance. And again, cannot stress enough the biggest simple thing that I have learned in the last 3 years of trading that has had a very significant impact. And this is going to be talking to the vast majority of traders. If shorting stocks is an edge of yours, as it is for some traders, just like oversold bounces are my edge, ignore what I'm about to say. But if you do not see all three major sectors dumping at the same time, again, I know I say this 100 times, this needs to be burned into your brain because it's a very simple guide. In my brain, I have an aggressive bear switch, and it has not flipped in a long time, because that signal has not been given in a long time. It's very simple. I'll short individual names for day trades and things like that. But if that switch is not flipped as far as giving us a fear signal, then I can't go aggressive anything bearish. I prefer to play with the broader market and the direction that sectors are going when we're up at all-time highs in these major sectors and in these major markets. So next time that switch flips, I'll probably go pretty aggressive bearish. But if that is not happening, it is almost like a bluff. How often do bears charge and bluff? The answer is they do it all the time. They don't want to fight. That's a last resort. So yesterday is just a bear bluff. And once that switch flips, that'll be different. QQQ. Daily bull flag confirmed, new all-time high. Still watching this resistance level. Have not broken it yet. It is still in play. But, again, bears not proving anything, and we have a new line in the same level, that low of yesterday. Simple statement, if 337.45 is holding, the QQQ bulls have absolute complete control. Look at the big bull volume. Very notable to me that the volume is outweighing the FOMC day volume. Keeping in mind we've got quad witching tomorrow, and quad witching throws off volume. We oftentimes, this is going to be key because I've given you the signal that's the volume signal, but tomorrow, the first 5-minute candle on everything is going to have massive volume because it's quad witching. So volume indicators on quad witching days are a lot less useful. So make note of that. You're going to look so many people every time, myself included, like, whoa, that is huge volume. Oh yeah, it's quad witching. IWM. So IWM daily is getting a bit of bear follow through now. So initially we were holding on. But keep in mind that IWM has a bit more financial sector exposure than SPY does as far as the percentage that make up its holdings. So daily downtrend getting a bit more follow through. And we have our weekly consolidation underway with an inability to break the all-time high. So it's a double top at the all-time high. We're looking for a weekly high or low, anything above 211.54. But we're just a little bit cautious as far as how much weakness and how much downside are we going to see in the financial sector. Are we about to see monthly consolidation for the first time in 9 months? It certainly looks like it, and I'm expecting that that's likely going to be the case. The weekly time frame, increasing bear volume, testing the weekly EMA 12. We'll see what tomorrow does as far as whether or not we're going to lose it, but finally seeing the shift and the follow through for the bears that was lacking when we were looking for it here. That's the most bearish day that the financial sector has seen probably on this entire run since the COVID lows. As far as volume and size of the drop and weak close. XLF, I will still consider anything above 34.42 a weekly high or low. And again, if we want to see growth continue these monthly bounces, what we want to see is when XLF does bounce, weekly lower high, confirm the downtrend into monthly consolidation, and that will give our growth names potentially a quick little weekly high or low into a confirmed weekly trend change. Because again, names like NIO Massive moves off the lows, easily over 50% at this point. But if we're gonna see follow through and not get too extended, we want that little weekly higher low and higher high, ideally a bull flag, to see the monthly follow through. XLV, still a possible cup and handle. Nice save by the bulls. And you can see a very clear quadruple top of resistance, double bottom of support. And it's either going to help out the bulls as far as the broader market is concerned or lead to weekly consolidation. So that's a pretty big difference as to two scenarios. QQQ lead bull, XLF lead bear as far as our major sectors, and XLV is trying to join team lead bull. They just need a new all-time high to do it. Biotech sector, daily higher low set. So new key short-term support, 130.46. And the bulls need to break 137.72 if we're going to see this daily uptrend continue. If we lose the daily uptrend, we zoom out, we scout a weekly higher low, and it will be an inverse head and shoulders setup. But there's no sign of that at this point. We have to lose the daily higher lows for that to be the case. SMH, all about weekly resistance here. Daily higher low set, 248.44. So if we lose that support level in the short term without breaking weekly resistance of 257.54, it will be a picture-perfect equilibrium continuing to play out. But NVDA, huge day today. Blue Sky Bull, just waiting for the bulls. Look at that volume. Just absolute breakout. And the biggest growth names today, as far as the strength, NIO had a big day today. Haven't seen PLTR. Solid day. ARKK, nice recovery. Big green day. So growth, liking. Again, yesterday the FOMC, just that snow globe shaking up. And now we're watching the flakes settle. And they're settling similar to what they were pre-FOMC as far as the direction, the macro shifts were going. TAN. Daily time frame, breakout, big bull volume, beautiful follow through. Daily bull flag confirmed, monthly higher low, becoming more and more likely, still up at the high of May, but trying to join the same pattern as NIO. NIO is obviously ahead of the game. But solar sector benefiting. MSOS still weak, still lead bear, 70, make that 37.56 as support. Lower high every day for the last 7 days. And again, not interested in this sector for me personally unless we see a news catalyst or unless we see extreme fear. And by extreme fear, I mean keep that pattern of a lower high every single day, break 37.56, have that daily RSI drop down to the mid to lower 20s. Then I will get interested in a bounce play. The VIX. So not a whole lot of follow through on this 4-hour falling wedge bull break. And again, as long as the rotation game is going on, you don't see these big moves. These big moves on the VIX are when all of our sectors are dropping at the same time. So you're not going to see that big VIX move unless that's happening. So same thing. I'm not going to go aggressively bear. If I were a VIX trader or a volatility trader, I wouldn't go aggressive volatility unless that signal is given. The dollar, big bull move. Weekly bear flag negated, significant shift in momentum, and now we're just watching can the bulls change the monthly trend and give us that 6-month higher low in that long drawn out many-year pattern. All about 93.44, and here we are $1.50 below that level, and we are currently almost $2.50 above our low. And with that, the metals got absolutely crushed today. So this afternoon, I wasn't trading today, but I made the first trade on my phone in a really long time today. I just looked at the 4-hour, the hourly, the daily, and I said, all right, I sold half of my positions back, I think it was here, and sell greed, buy fear. All right, I'm adding them back. So I'm back in SLV and GLD that I sold up 3 weeks ago and just buying for the oversold bounce. If we get a 4-hour oversold bounce with any follow through tomorrow, I will potentially exit partial positions and then just put a stop at break even on what I added today. Because it's entirely possible a longer term shift is going on. But first wave of fear after bulls had complete control for 2 months. Back in we go. We'll see how it plays out. Silver, same deal. Big drop. catching up. It was holding up way better than gold. And then the last 2 days, it is catching up in a hurry as far as size of the drop. Anything above 23.78 is a weekly high or low, but we are in a tightening monthly range here on silver. And we should see a break, I would anticipate, within 4 months. I'm just viewing this high, low, lower high looking like it's setting up. Can the bulls hold 23.78 for a higher low to keep tightening up and keep monthly EMA 12 support? Miners with a big dump today. There's a nice little quick bounce on miners first thing this morning, but it did not last long at all. Just a little move from, how big was that move? So 1.5%, and on the leveraged ETFs, that's 4 or 5%. But overall, big drop. They were showing weakness first, metals followed, and a big drop on the miners, looking for a higher low, anything above 34.31. Oil, daily consolidation underway, daily EMA 12. Hourly, solid oversold bounce. We'll see if the bulls are able to regain the hourly trend in their favor. But whenever you're looking at a name that's in a strong uptrend, oversold conditions get bought aggressively. And so far, that's a solid bounce. So bulls are pleased with the size of that bounce. And they will have to regain the 4-hour trend in their favor for a daily higher low to try and be set. It won't be surprising at any point the next time oil sees weekly consolidation, really monthly consolidation as well. Financial sector just went 9 months in a row, and now monthly consolidation is closing in. We've got 8 months in a row for oil with no consolidation. No sign of it, but again, that's always something I want in the back of my mind. Bigger picture, are we due for consolidation on a longer term time frame? Just to be aware of it if we start to see signs and red flags on shorter term time frames. Natural gas daily higher low trying to be set. Inside bar has to break bull. If it does, the higher low is 315.8, and then we're looking back up at 333.4. So I didn't do a whole lot today. Growth going up is good. Financial sector going down is good. I do still have my SQQQ partial position from yesterday and just didn't act on it because it was being offset a lot by ARKK going up, XLF going down. My metals going down definitely hurt me a bit. But overall, the swing, even though there were massive moves, because it's positioned as such, the way that I have it, not really a whole lot different as far as my account value, because things are going up a lot and things are dropping a lot. So I didn't make any trades today except for one. Well, I made the phone trade, which is just by fear, not a whole lot aside from looking at RSI levels and waterfall drops. But then checked in the afternoon in the chat room. Big shout out to member Jay for posting this. There's an IPO tomorrow for a psychedelic name, and they have a solid valuation as a company. I think it's a couple billion. So NASDAQ IPO, and they were put on the NASDAQ calendar without any press releases or anything happening. So he's been, I assume it's a he, maybe a she. They have been stalking the calendar, watching for that signal. We know the IPO is coming. We don't know the day. So why does that matter? Because the sector is likely to benefit. And just think probabilities. What are the probabilities that we see coverage on CNBC of the sector, or more an increase in articles written? And the answer is the probabilities increase for all those things when you have a big IPO. So he posted that. They posted that at 1:37, and I made an entry for a swing position, liking the psychology of the setup, liking the tight daily time frame. You know, it was an equilibrium on the hourly from the past couple of days. If we take off extended hours, just high, low, lower, high, higher, low, double top at the end of the day at 383. But that information was given and allowed me to make an entry with a 364 average. So really nice end of the day, and now in a very comfortable swing position. And I would not be in this position at all if they did not make that post. And they have been a go-to as far as someone being honed in on the psychedelic sector. I can't be that honed in because I'm way big picture looking at all these other things. So it really makes life a lot easier to just have that nice condensed information. That's why trading is a team game. You align yourself with a bunch of people with like mindsets, like goals, and it benefits. The more eyes, the better. So what MNMD needs to see tomorrow is ideally that IPO, some coverage on CNBC, some hype building around that. Ideally, the IPO does well, and we need a break of 383, and the big level is 404. If we reject from 404, I'm going to take profit fairly quickly. But if we can get over 404, there is a lack of resistance, and 404 and 405 with extended hours, it was hit. It's a triple top. So you see 404, 405, 402. So clear those levels, and there's a lot of space up there. And it's also fairly thinly traded. You know, average volume here is 40 million. So let's see if this IPO can get some hype for the sector. All right. Hope you have a good weekend. We'll see you next week. Don't forget, we've got the live pre-market show tomorrow where we're giving away an annual membership. Check that out on our YouTube channel. It's just a public live stream. And we will see you shortly. Don't forget to do good things. Have a good rest of your day. This is rainbow making weather. More flowers. Bee balm. Don't know. Echinacea. Coxcomb, milkweed, sage, pineapple sage, Dr. Seuss lettuce, petunias, carrots and beets, and some rogue chard. Got a lot of garlic scapes I have to cut. Radish to flower. Pollinators dig it. Onions. This is a weed lamb's quarter that's edible. It gets real big. Peas are done. They fell over. There's still a bunch of pods on them. I couldn't keep up. I was giving them away and I couldn't keep up. Flowers. Those are the garlic scapes.